Okay. So what's the problem with crypto? Crypto is a fairly new asset class. I've been in crypto since 2015. By the way, my name is Idan. I'm one of the co-founders. I've been in crypto since 2015, and 4 or 5 years ago, we got a lot of requests to people who want to get into crypto and didn't know how, and we started with trading for them, and then we developed that platform. And later on, after we developed that platform, we also went into bots because we realized that manually it was very difficult to trade. So now we have a platform with bots and strategies. And since 2021, we actually launched at the end of 2021. So what is the problem? The problem is that the crypto market is very difficult to handle. So first of all, it's a young asset class. It's very unpredictable. There's a lot of price swings, a lot of scams in that industry. There's many tokens, probably more than 1 million tokens, and everyone thinks that they just introduce a token or coin and make a lot of money. So there's also a liquidity problem with those coins. There's a pump and dump scams, and it's very difficult to. It's a very difficult asset class, also mainly because it's young and it's not entirely regulated. But we're getting there. We're getting there in the US and definitely in Europe. Also the technology. So you invest in coins that the technology, underlying technology is blockchain. It's not an easy technology to explain, and it takes time. You need to maybe even be a little bit tech savvy to understand that, and not everyone wants to take the time to do so. And the last things when you trade, and because of the very high volatility in this market, people used to have to trade with emotions. I did that as well. So for FOMO, fear of missing out. When everyone talks about the coins, and then you enter a coin, but you buy the coin, and you enter a position, but then the price going down, and then you get stressed, and then you sell with a loss, etc. So this is very common. A lot of people are doing it, and a lot of people are doing it in other asset classes as well. But again, because the volatility is really high, people can lose a lot of money, and people have the idea that they can do quick wins, and that used to be the case when you were here around in 2017 or 2020. It's a little bit more difficult now, also because the industry is getting more and more mature. So this is a problem, and we are solving it by offering a platform for people that don't necessarily have the time or the knowledge to invest in this asset class. The platform that we offer is very friendly user, is very flexible, and it gives you the option to invest based on your profile and your risk profile. The way you connect, you have to have an exchange wallet like Bitvavo. Bitvavo is very big in the Netherlands, so the majority of the customers of us using our platform are Bitvavo users right now, and they connect their wallet through an API to a Diamond Pix account that they're making. Usually take between 5 to 10 minutes. If you're less tech savvy, it may take you 15 minutes. And we also help in case that you find it too difficult. So you always can schedule calls with us. And every day we are available 2 hours. And we take always half an hour per user in order to do the connection together. And of course, discuss a little bit the strategy, etc. So that's always possible. So the way you join us, you sign up, you join by connecting your Bitvavo wallet or your other exchange wallet to your Diamond Pix account. We're using API keys for those who knows. For those who don't know, it doesn't matter right now. You choose the strategy, and everything goes automatically then. And then your portfolio is managed. And very important to mention, you're always in control. You can always stop or pause, or delete the API keys, and you're not obliged to stay with us for a minute if you don't want to stay with us. So we are very flexible. We only want to work with users who want to work with us, and that's okay if it's not for you. And maybe that's also a good time to mention Diamond Pig's platform is not for everyone. If you're into quick wins, maybe you should look for another player, or maybe you should go and work with Leverage and go into the Telegram group that do dump and pump and all of that. We are not that kind of company. And remember that when I will show you some of the bots, so you will realize that we don't trade too frequently. And our focus is protection of your assets, and then of course growing when the market allows us to grow. Okay, let's get a little bit technical. If you don't understand everything, that's okay. Of course, you can ask me everything. So the Diamond Pix platform is actually consisted of 4 underlying platforms. On the left-hand side, this is where our bots factory. Every day we have workers in the factory, around 8 workers right now, and they are continuously generating bots. We're using different methods, different technical analysis methods, and we're using different time frame, different variant, different parameters, and we choose the coins obviously, and then we let the AI factory to come up with the most optimized bots. Then we do a selection of those bots. There's kind of a pretty long QA, a quality assessment process that we do until we qualify a bot to enter into a strategy. That's where it goes into the fund manager. The fund manager, we call it a master trader, but that's where basically we manage the bots, manage the strategies. So now we have different strategies, and under the strategies we have bots, or we also have an index. I'll get to that in a second. But once the bots decide to enter a position, so go long in a spot market, it makes a buy order. It sends that order into the trade execution manager. That's a very secure layer where also your API keys are stored. And that's where the execution is coming. So it automatically will go into Bitravo, and will make the buy or the sell, obviously, with limit orders usually. For those who don't know the difference between limit orders and market orders, just forget it for now, but it costs you less with limit orders because we bid for the price and we don't bid for the market, which can be any price. Anyway, we make simultaneously to thousands of wallets, we make the order, and then you'll see it in a wallet immediately. And in our dashboard, that we call it the front-end dashboarding, that's where you can log in and you can see your performance, you can see your portfolio, you can see the strategies that you're using, and the billing, and a lot of other stuff. So those are the 4 layers. Everything is on Google Cloud, and it's connected to Stripe payment system. And we have a CRM where we have all the data, and that's where I'm managing, for example, this webinar through our CRM, etc. Continuing about the strategies, so we have 5 different type of strategies. We call it categories. First, we have index, and the index is the top 10 crypto. It's not managed and powered by bots. It's more an algorithmic calculation that does rebalancing every month. First day of the month, and it always makes sure that your wallet will be up to date with the top 10 coins. It also looks at the market cap and some other elements to ensure that the bigger and more successful coins get more allocation. So right now Bitcoin has 24% of the overall allocation, and the second coin, Ethereum, will have maybe 15%, and XRP and Solana, etc. They have a little bit less percentage until maybe the smallest coin within the 10, Avalanche, I think, or Chainlinks, they will have 5 or 6%. And that rebalance is done once a month. Then we have single active strategies, and those are right now Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Ripple, Dogecoin, BNB, and we are adding more. So some are in test. And those are one coins. That's just one coin that's managed by different bots and different type of bots. And that's where you really want to focus on specific coin, and you want protection, and you want to avoid those very high volatility and extreme price movement. This is good choice. Usually for a little bit more advanced users who want to do that, or to combine that with the multiple or with the index. We usually decide to start with the index, by the way. I always say you first need to date before you get married. And the index is a very easy way to start and get familiar with the platform. And later on, you can move to different active strategies. It's up to you at the end. You don't need me, and you don't ask me. But we usually just say for the coming 30 days, just do the index, and then see how it works and if this is for you. So on the multiple active, we have the top three. The top three we manage in one strategy. We manage Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. We have the crypto mix. Those are a selection of fundamentally strong coins like Aave, like Chainlinks, of course, Solana and Ethereum and Bitcoin, like Unisys and some other, like Render, some AI coins that the conversation is good, team is good. I'll get to that a little bit later. And we have a meme coin. That's the newest strategy since a year. It's been very, it's being asked a lot. We were asked a lot to have such one because it's a combination of very trendy coins that can make a lot of money if you enter in the right place, but at the same time you can also lose a lot of money. You can lose 90 or 95% value of your coins if you just enter on the wrong place. And now we kind of solve it. So we are not saying that we're going to do 400% every time. We don't. Sometimes it happens that that's the case, but we are able to protect your wallet even if you are in a meme coin. And then you can always switch or make a combination of an active or index strategy together with some hodl, and you can hodl just invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. And sometimes if you want, you can move to a stable coin. In Bitvavo, it's the euro, but you can move in Kraken, for example, USD, and in Bybit, USDC, etc. So summary of the platform. So we offer a lot of customization. One thing I didn't talk about is that you don't have to allocate all your wallet asset to us. You can always exclude coins that you'd like to exclude, unlimited number of coins. And you could, for example, exclude XRP, or you can exclude BTC, and you can give us partially, you can allocate partially to us and partially exclude that. You can switch between strategies, although we don't recommend that. We recommend to always to start with one strategy, a little bit depending on the value of your wallet. If you start with 100K, yeah, you may want to start with a little more than one strategy, or 50K. But if you start with 4 or 5K, we recommend to start with one strategy. But you can always switch. You can always pause and stop. As I said, there's full transparency on your performance, on the trading activities we do, and the associated fees on your exchange. And we are proud of having a very strong support team. We always reply within 24 hours during working days, and we have a very smart AI assistant that right now actually answer on 95% of all the questions that our users are asking us. And we also have a WhatsApp chat, and you can always book a call with us. So we put a lot of focus on support. Crypto is sometimes can be seen as somehow tricky, or somehow people don't trust it. We find it very important to be in contact with you. So if you always have questions and our Piggy AI assistant doesn't answer, you can always contact us and talk to us. You can always book me as well. I'm always talking to customers. I love to talk to customers, always get feedback and make the platform better because of that. So let's talk a little bit about the way we select the bots. And then remember, we are not here to make quick wins. Sometimes it's the case because of the crypto market, but usually we want to protect your assets as a base and then grow with the market. So when we choose the bots, we look at a low maximum drawdown. Basically, those kind of bots offer very minimized risk per trade. We do want to to choose bots that perform better than a hodl position. With the altcoin, it's very easy. With Bitcoin, sometimes it's challenging because Bitcoin is doing really well, but we're getting there. And then we want to find the balance between the number of trades we're doing and the cost. So we are not trading a lot because we know that costs money. And so when we choose the bots, we also look at the number of trades. And if it trades too much, we will probably won't choose that bots unless it's performed amazingly, but usually we don't. When we select the coins, we only select the coins that actually represent that are making money. So Aave is one of them, for example. Unisys, Chainlinks, those are around for a long time. There's no problem with tokenization. If it doesn't tell you anything tokenization, just forget it. But basically, very short, new coins, they have tokenization. The venture capitals get allocation to tokens, and then there are periods where they're unlocking those coins and then they dump them on the market. So we are not participating. We are not trading in those coins. We always look at the team and the roadmap. We do some good research on what kind of product. Is it a utility coin? Does it make sense? Or is it just a coin that the team can make money? And of course, in different exchanges, there are different liquidity. And before we add a coin into the portfolio, we check the liquidity. We have access through the API to the liquidity and the order book for every coin, so that's not a problem. Okay, let's look at real. So one of the jobs that I'm doing every morning is looking at those kind of data. This is results of bots that was manufactured in our factory. I get to see this is an example of Sui. And Sui is a very good coin. It's also L1. It's competitor of Ethereum and Solana. It's the new kid in the block. And then you can see that we have on the top, we have some of the data that we get for the backwards data training results and for the forward. And then we have graphs. I'll get into the graph in a second as well. So let's talk a little bit about some of the bot types. So one of the bot types that we are using is a deep discovery. Deep discovery is a bot that is very good at identifying the bottoms. So if you look at this, this is a bot, is a Bitcoin bot based on a 1 day time frame. And you can see the L, it's when it takes a long position, and the C, it's when it takes close position. So a couple of things that are characterizing these bots: it doesn't trade a lot. So he also miss trade. You see the Trump trade in November, he missed it. But because he's very rigid on the entry point. The entry point really needs to find confirmation that it's really the bottom, and he does it very well. So these bots can be used in the future also for leverage trading, because it doesn't trade a lot, but if it trades, it always make profit. But we don't use only this bot in the Bitcoin Protect. For example, we use other bots that are trading a lot because we know that that's not 100% full solution for that strategy. But those kind of bots we use a lot, and we are very happy with the bot. They are also the most sophisticated one. They're looking at the money flow. They're looking when investors start entering the market. They're looking at volume. They're looking at RSI. They're looking at different elements. So there's a lot of parameters that this bot is checking. Is another one, and that's the injective one. Again, it works very well for altcoins that are currently not doing well, because it just knows to identify the bottom, and then it takes an entry, and then at some stage it takes profit and just wait. Very nice to see between January and March, the bots didn't do anything, and then somewhere in beginning of May, I believe, again, it took a really nice trade until the end of May, and since then it didn't do anything. It's waiting for another opportunity to enter. Another bot type, it works differently. Here it usually trades more often. It works on cross moving averages and Bollinger and stuff like that. It's a combination of. This is a chain link one. This bot is looking for a trend, and once the trend is identified, it will enter if everything is okay. But again, the coin needs to be oversold before he enter a position, and that means that he may misses some trades as well. There's another one, that's the SUI one that I was talking about. This is an 8-hour time frame, and this one is trading a little bit more. So you can see the back testing and the forward testing, which the actual one, and you can see how he avoids the decline where the price is declining, and then he picks up the bottom and then makes trades. The last one that we use, we don't use it too often, but we do use it for Solana, for example, in the Solana Protect, and that's based on volume. It's a pretty stupid bot. It's not really sophisticated, but if we find that it really makes good trade like this one, and it has a very good track record. I think this one has been generated a few years ago, and it almost always make good trade. By the way, if it's red, the C is red, then it's a loose trade. So yes, there are some loose trade as well, but usually this trade, and you can see the green line shows that this one did for the last 3 years 2,400% profit. So we don't have too many of them, but when we have them, we're very happy to include them in the strategies. This is an example for our master trader or the fund manager. It's an example that just took today, this afternoon, from the top index Bitwavo. You can see this is all automatically on the back end as well. You don't see that. This is what we see on the back end, but you can see the portfolio. It's always long, the top 10 index. As I said, it's only rebalanced. And now you see that Bitcoin is on 23.20, Ethereum on 13.60 allocation. If you look at the allocation, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th column. Pretty simple, but I'm always, as I said, recommending to start with this. This is the crypto mix from Bitwavo right now, only 50% in position because the market is not doing very well for the altcoins. Bitcoin is in position, XRP is in position, and we have a very small hodl position. I have a link in Uni for a while, and the rest is 53%, almost 53% is in euro. But there are a lot of coins that are waiting, and that you can see on the bottom. A lot of coins that are waiting. Some of them are still in testing, so you'll see on manual, like the Tau and the Rune. But some of them are no longer in testing, and then when the time is right for them, they will enter and take a trade. Yeah, a little bit of the pricing. So you probably had a look. I'm not gonna at the website. So the website, you can always see the pricing. Basically, right now we're working on a service fee plus performance fee, except of the index, because we don't have bots power there, so we don't ask for performance fee. However, we are moving to a SaaS model in September, mainly because we are going to scale and to expand internationally, and we don't want to send invoices at the end of the month. And if you work with performance fee, that's what you need to do. So the price will start from 10 or 20 euros per month, and it's include the basic deliveries. And if you want to have more strategies or additional features, you will pay a little bit more. We are introducing that in September. So more about the specific fees in the coming month, in the coming period, in our newsletter. But this is right now what you pay. As of September, we're moving to a more modular pricing strategy. And now we can take the time for Q&A. So you go into Q&A and you just write down everything you wanted to ask, and ever there too. Tell me. No questions. So either you didn't listen, or I was really good, or I'm not sure. No question at all. Okay, that's nice. Okay, I don't see her about Cardano. No, Cardano, right now we don't use Cardano. So there are two ways where we can use Cardano. To start with, Cardano, I believe it's in the top 10. Let me just check. Cardano is in the top 10, I believe. Yes, ADA is in the top 10. He has 6.7% allocation. We have chosen 15 coins right now that we want to use in a crypto mix. Cardano, ADA is not one of them. Used to be, but we were a bit disappointed with the overall performance of the coin. And that's it. It may change. I want to see this coin doing better. I mean, I know there's a group of huge fans of Cardano, and there's a group of haters of Cardano. For me, it's not about this or that. I don't have really opinion about whether Cardano is good or not. I think it's a decent L1, and I bought it when it was 0.01, and I made some money on that in 2017 or 18. But I right now don't think that. I think there are other L1 like Sui, like Solana, like Ethereum that are better, and we have better bots. So that's the answer actually. Yes, you're welcome, Ruben. Any other questions? No. Okay, cool. So, well, you're welcome to join us. There's 30 days free, so you can always test us, and you can always book a call with me. And if it's not for you, it's also okay. And thank you for taking the time tonight in this amazing warm day. Okay, bye bye everyone. Bye bye.